Hi everyone, it's Miss Brenner. I'm here to go over our Week 5 agenda for Science Fiction Online. I hope that you are all staying happy and healthy, and do know that if you should ever feel confused about any of these assignments, you can contact me via email at brenners@mannheimcentral.org. Alrighty guys, so let's talk a little bit about our steps. We watch this video to go over our agenda for the week, and then we complete all activities for the week in accordance with the set schedule. I am opening the assignments early this week, so that way you guys can get a head start. Please contact me if you are struggling to meet the deadlines for the assignments. I am more than happy to help you and to assist you with the deadlines. Along with that, we do have some deadlines that are specific to assignments this week, so please make sure that you are paying close attention to those due dates. The grading policy is still the same. I will say that I'm having some issues that if I mark assignments missing in Schoology and they transfer, they go straight to a 0 in home access. So I'm going to work on fixing that over the weekend, and hopefully by next week that will look a little bit more accurate, that it will be showing up as NS for not submitted and EX for excused, those things in home access as well as in Schoology. Alrighty, continuing on. Our Week 5 expectations are that students will know the character names, character information, elements of plot, and will be able to use those when answering questions. Students will also be able to identify characters based on plot moments, reference characters by name, identify and analyze characters with bias and empathy when talking about Midsummer Night's Dream. So our essential questions are: how do characters change and grow throughout the play? How do the characters' positive and negative behaviors move the plot forward? And how do these characters embody our bias towards humanity in our own society? Just for a reminder, students who have been taking the CDT, Part 2's CDT Google form is available. You can sign up for a time slot between September 29th and October 2nd for Part 2. And if you should be having any issues with the times available, please feel free to contact me. Alrighty, let's start off with Activity 1. We are going to be watching an Ed puzzle for Act 4 of Midsummer Night's Dream. There are questions in this Ed puzzle, as well as there is a link to No Fear Shakespeare to help you better understand the dialogue. There is a video for Act 5. It is not an Ed puzzle. Act 5 mostly contains the comedic characters that are side plot characters. They're not essential to the main plot of the play. So I did link the Act 5 video, but it is not through Ed puzzle. Alrighty, Activity 2, we are going to be starting our final project for Midsummer Night's Dream. In this project, you will be following the rubric that is linked in the Activity 2 and 3 folder. You are going to need to read over the rubric for the final project, review the grading rubric that is also linked in the folder, which I'll be going to that in just a moment, and determine the format you will use for your project. The first thing you will need to complete in this project is the project proposal, which is linked in the Activity 2 and 3 folder. So, hold on one second. Let's see if we can pull that information up. Sorry, this is our Google form. So here's our Week 5 folder. As you can see, here's our Activity 2 and 3. And here is our project description rubric. It runs through what the project contains, which also has our video that goes over the project, our project rubric, which explains how it's graded, the video that explains how to do the project, the project proposal, which is going to be due on Wednesday the 30th of September, the final project discussion post, and here is the citation for the MLA format for Midsummer Night's Dream. Just in case you weren't quite sure what to use for your MLA citation, I already created it for you. It's on this page in the 2 and 3 activity folder. Alrighty, back to our slides. Oops. Wrong set of slides. Alright, there we go. So, with all of that being said, the first thing you need to complete is the proposal, which is due on September 30th. Alright. The next thing is to work on the rough draft of your project. When rough drafting, it is important to reference back to the rubric and make sure that you are meeting the expectations of the rubric. You need to have sent the proposal to myself so that way I can approve it, and have a plan with an end goal for your project. So please do not throw this project together last minute. Activity 3 is working on your project and revising your final product. So I'm giving you a large amount of time this week to work on this project, considering I think it is a large undertaking. I would suggest that you have alterations made to your project throughout, so that way you can have a perfect end product. Read your project out loud to yourself, so that way you can avoid grammatical errors, and make sure to check in reference to the rubric, so that way you know ahead of time what grade you should be getting. Alrighty. Once you are finished with your project, you're going to submit it into our project discussion, which is in the Activity 2 and 3 folder. I always recommend that if you are unsure as to how to submit your project into the discussion, that you email me at this email, so that way I can assist you, and also that way there is a guarantee that your project gets to me. So if for some reason you are not able to do the discussion, make sure that you send me an email telling me that you are having difficulty so I can help you, because you should submit it both through email to me and in the discussion. Alright, so once your project is done, there's a discussion post where you are going to look at somebody else's project and offer feedback based off of your opinion on their project. Now, this should be constructive criticism. That does not mean that it is rude. You should be using proper etiquette, but it should be constructive, showing that you understand and respect their project. Alrighty. So, also this week we are working on ERLA reading. This is leveling. It is not graded. However, it must be completed just like the CDT. This is for all students in science fiction. There are 6 sets of reading sections. One's purple, orange, bronze 1, bronze 2, silver, and gold. There is then 3 questions for each of these sections. It's not a hard read. They are pretty simple. You must complete all 6 and submit them. Once again, they are not graded. It is an expectation that you complete them, so that way our school district can use this data to better assist you. Alright, we also have our creative writing. Sorry, that's not due on Wednesday. I don't know why I keep putting Wednesday for you guys. I guess because it's due on Wednesday for my other groups of kids. Creative writing. So for our creative writing, we have 4 different prompts this week. Our prompts are: you could write a story where the power goes out on a spaceship or submarine. Write a day in the life story about a first-time parent and their newborn child. Write a story where the readers are in on a secret that the characters are unaware of. Or write a story about someone struggling to learn a skill that in no way comes naturally to them. So those are our 4 different writing prompts. Also in the writing prompt document, there is still the link to the writing competition. If you are interested, you do not have to do that. It's just something that if you really enjoy writing, you might want to consider. Alrighty, activity 4 is theme notes. So we have notes through Edpuzzle on theme and motif that have questions that should be completed. I highly recommend that you take your own personal notes as well, since we will be using theme and motif in the future. Alrighty, and then activity 5 is silent reading. We silently read for 90 minutes each week, and then we share what we've been reading in our discussion. Our discussion post for this week is: how have your opinions about the main characters of your novel or literary piece changed throughout your reading experience? Do you better relate to one of the characters in comparison to another? Then you're going to go and comment on one other student's discussion post about what they have been reading. And those are all of our assignments for this week. That leads us to a grade breakdown for week 5 as 5 points for your Act 4 Edpuzzle, 30 points for your final project, which if you look at the rubric, you'll see the breakdown for the 30 points. Final project discussion, which is also in that rubric, is 5 points. Theme notes and puzzle is 5 points. Creative writing is 5 points, and your silent reading discussion post is 5 points. Once again, your Earl of Readings are not graded, but they are required. So week 5 total comes out to 55 points. Alrighty guys, that's everything for our agenda for week 5. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I hope that you all stay happy and healthy, and I can't wait until I get to talk to you again. Bye!